Street Fighter 6 is a far cry from the much maligned launch of Street Fighter 5, a grave error that's lingered around Capcom like a questionable fart for the last 7 years. The developer slowly amended its mistakes, but it's certainly determined not to repeat them this time around. It's a bombastic, all-out package that's ready to cater to every playstyle and skill level, doing it with a degree of finesse that has well and truly set the bar high for the next generation of fighting games. Fighting games have never been known for their thrilling single-player modes unless you're Mortal Kombat, but World Tour is a genuine pleasure to play through. I'm able to switch between specific masters, which grant me that fighter's normals and combos, but I can mix in specials and super moves I've picked up from other members of the roster. World Tour is also a rather cleverly disguised mode that teaches you the core fundamentals of the game. Numerous side missions focus on putting the game's various mechanics into practice. My biggest gripe is that, for how well optimized every part of Street Fighter 6 is, World Tour can be a bit of a chugfest. It's especially prevalent in the mode's two large and open locations. I frequently suffered frame drops while running around, and dropping into a fight would slow the whole game down considerably. With most of the game's story and lore tucked away in World Tour, arcade mode is incredibly simple. A small cutscene plays at either end of the character's story, though it does feature some gorgeous art, with more unlockable by playing it through multiple times. I loved versus modes, hyped up music and short introductions that has chosen characters walking through a crowd striking a pose while their likes and dislikes flashed on screen. Where the offline modes really shine though is in the practice modes, which balance being robust and really in-depth, and also being relatively easy to understand and customize perfectly. I took the skills I learned during my time with World Tour and Fighting Ground and hopped into online, which was opened up to reviewers for a few days last week. The online mode in Street Fighter 6 is genuinely fantastic, and one of my smoothest online experiences I've had with a fighting game in a hot second. My games ran at about 190 milliseconds ping with people in the US, and was still extremely responsive, with no pesky syncing stalls or frame rewinds getting in the way of our matches. Rematches were near instant too. I'm all too guilty of having to reach for my phone or quickly tab out whilst patiently waiting for the next game to begin. But there's no time for any of that in Street Fighter 6. There's some eyebrow-raising monetization here and there in the game, but I can't help but pick up what Street Fighter 6 is putting down. I've never felt this way about a 2D fighter before. It's handed me all the tools I could need to learn its strange combo flows and timings, and actively encouraged me to put them into practice in a slew of different ways. Capcom has offered an absolute buffet of ways to play Street Fighter 6, and there'll be something at the table everyone likes. If you've ever been too scared to try a fighting game for the first time, make Street Fighter 6 your entry point into the genre. It's easily the most accessible entry yet, and I can't wait to see how many people enter the FGC through this game. I couldn't think of a better way to kickstart a new generation of fighting games. Other upcoming fighters like Tekken 8 and Mortal Kombat 1 have a lot to live up to.